morning, boomers. The voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. We're talking about Bitcoin. Is it the best performing asset of 2020? Let's see. So far, so good. I think I came across an article saying that that's so. So we'll look at the mathematics and the numbers and make sure that that's correct. But definitely some bullish information that we're coming across here as the price of Bitcoin has skyrocketed overnight, touching $9,400, now closer to $8,800. But we are pumping, we are surging, and this is in anticipation of the halving that's about to occur in just about 11 days. 11 days towards the halving. Roger that, 10-4. We got a halving coming up ahead in the horizon out there, boomers. A halving up ahead, and the pump is upon us. The pump is upon us. We're green on all of the coins, it seems like. Everything's green. Even the stocks are green the last time I checked. Again, we're at $8,800 Bitcoin. We're going to run down the prices. We're going to talk about where this thing could go. I dropped a video this morning talking about the Bitcoin halving top. Is this the top of the halving, or do we have a little bit more gas in the tank? Can we go further? We touched 94. That's a lot higher than I expected out there, boomers. I would tell you, I had a target of 8,000, 81, and we completely smashed through that resistance, which is great. Okay, so we're exceeding my expectations, and let's see if we can go to 10K. That's really the question here. Can we reach this 10K? Certainly a lot of people that I tune into and I respect have said 10K is possible. And then we've even had people like Ivan on tech saying it could go to 13K this morning. I don't know if I believe that, but it's certainly on the table now that things are certainly green here on the caps, guys. It's looking strong. Shout out to Punished GT in the population of the chat box. Good morning to you, sir. Let's go ahead and run down the prices over here. You can see, am I sharing my screen? Now I am. Look at the price of EOS. You know that I've been holding a bag of EOS for a while. It hasn't been doing anything for me. Okay, and, I was checking out the prices of EOS, considering maybe getting out the bag. And look at the one-day chart on EOS. This is EOS against Bitcoin. But, I was like, should I sell here? Probably not. And then I started zooming out. Look at the 5-day. And look at that 1 month. And then look at the 6 month. And even the 1 year. This is all EOS, guys. So now I'm thinking, damn, should I sell at the bottom here? This thing should swing back. Look at this thing. So anyway, we'll talk more about that. I've been considering selling the EOS and getting more ETH. ETH right now. Bitcoin's surging, but let's look at ETH in a moment. Looking sexy. Let me put back the Bitcoin price. Shout out to Lady Plants. Good morning to you. Albus is here. Good morning, sir. And look at the Bitcoin charts here surging here. This is Bitcoin on Coinbase. Coinbase had a temporarily halt trading out there. I think they shut down for a couple hours yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So you got 87.25. The question I'm asking is was this the halving top? This is it, right? Was it? This is the question. I told you, look out for that run up, and then as soon as this thing starts pulling back, is this the sell-off? Listen, guys, there's a lot of people selling into this strength, including myself. I told you guys, I'm selling a little bit into this green. Again, I want to repeat, I'm not selling the whole position, anything like that. I'm selling into the strength, and maybe I'll buy back in. And that's a possibility over here. So we're at top. This could have been the top. I don't know. I think we'll know very soon. I don't expect things to start trading sideways. Johnson says it's just a sell-off. This may be the sell-off for the halving. That's kind of what I'm asking. Because, again, I've been comparing this halving to that of Litecoin's last year around August, and we saw a sell-off like 2 or 3 weeks before. Okay? Maybe that's not the same thing that's going to happen with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has a lot more FOMO than Litecoin, right? I'm just asking if this was the top. Because we're only 10 days out. We're only 10 days out. So what's going to take us back up to 10K? Let's see. We're definitely exceeding my expectations, so I'm happy. I'm definitely happy, and obviously things are looking bullish. Johnson says it's just a sell-off. Bitcoin will boom to 15K. But, what is it? Is it sell-off or is it a boom? Which, I would say it maybe one day it'll hit 15K, but I'm not expecting it to hit 15K when it comes to this happening like right now. And I hope you're right, Johnson, because if you're right, then I'm going to win and so are you. So, I hope you're right. But, I've been kind of conservative. I was expecting about 81. We're around 87 right now. So, we're not extremely that far off. We did top off at 94 overnight, 94.78. And then the sell-off from 94.78 to 85.41, which is the low, is a pretty drastic sell-off, which is indicating to me, especially when you got this like head and shoulders here. You got a clear head and shoulders pattern. Are we going to start selling off here and go back down? Remember, that's what I was expecting. So, the answer will be revealed very soon, I think in the next couple of days. If we don't see it continue to pump in the next couple of days and then slowly start bleeding off, we may be in the sell-off. I don't know. But again, I'm comparing things to Litecoin. 10.5 peak for the halving price I'm going to call for, says Tyler. And even that is more bullish than what I had predicted. I was talking about 81, maybe 9, and we're basically there. My targets were about 81, and then I said, and maybe we'll hit 9, and I really doubt 10. That's what I said. And we completely exceeded my expectations. We're basically sitting in that sweet pocket right now. For us to pump more would be great. But if you're considering taking profits, this is, in my opinion, not I have, obviously. Now, that being said, I do believe that, this thing will eventually run up over 10,000. That's obvious. I'm going to show you guys actually a Bitcoin halving chart. I should have done a whole video that's titled Bitcoin price halving chart, which I probably should do. But I'm going to pull it up because I was checking it out this morning. Usually there's a small sell-off after the halving, and then 100, 200 days after the halving is when you have usually the next bull run. So I could see 2021, 2022 being extremely bullish for all of the crypto space if there's no black swan events and stuff like that. Johnson says, touch 94 today. Impressive, but we'll move up. Buyback coming in. Let's see. I think there's still time for this halving. So, it may behave similar to like traditional stocks. Stocks even run up on earnings day. That didn't happen with the Litecoin halving. It didn't run up on the same week of the halving or anything like that. So, it really hadn't happened even in the past. I'm going to pull up that chart so you guys could see the previous halvings, what happened. Usually after the halving, like 100, 200 days after the halving is when you really have the next solid bull run. So what you see is, a run up towards the halving, then kind of a sideways or a little dump, a sideways trading accumulation period. And then 100, 200 days after that halving is usually when the price goes up according to previous charts. Alba says, I said I'm going to watch the trade like a hawk, bought at the top. I blinked and got demolished. Says Albus. Okay, you got to watch. Yesterday we were at 81. So, you got to keep your eyes out. Things change very fast, and that's why we've always thought that averaging your buys or sell is the smart thing to do. If every day or every other day or every week you buy or sell the same amount, then you won't get demolished as easily. And that's what I'm telling myself, when I sell into this, I started selling at 71, so I don't feel as bad when I sell at 70, a little bit at 71, and then I sell a little bit at 88, it averages it out. You see what I'm saying? And that's basically my strategy. Lady Plant says, Miss Cleo, you telling my age, friend? I'm telling mine because I remember her hotline. I remember that. Miss Cleo there in the 90s. Miss Cleo the psychic. I don't know how that came up. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and run down the prices here for the coin market cap because we're seeing green all over the place. There goes Brave Browser hitting me up with more ads. I say this in all my broadcasts, and I continue to basically shill this thing, this Brave Browser that allows you to earn BAT tokens. This month I've already earned 5.3. It's the same as what it was yesterday. So Let's see. I don't know how often they credit the BAT tokens. I think every few days or whatnot. But we're going to keep showing this so that we could track this. Shout out to Rafter, man. Good morning there, sir. We got Bitcoin there at $8,800, up 7.25. Ether at 210, up 1%. I said this morning. I said this past week. I am more bullish on Ether than I am on Bitcoin. And I'm bullish on both. But I see the potential upside for Ethereum in this climate much more than that of Bitcoin. Ether has an all-time high of $1,400, guys. Okay? So, a double up on Ether is more believable than a double up on Bitcoin right now. If you wake up tomorrow with a $400 Ether or a $16,000 Bitcoin or an $18,000 Bitcoin, what do you think is more probable? You see what I'm saying? And, we wake up tomorrow with a $400 Ether. That's not even going to cause that much FOMO. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, this thing got room to grow. Again, this is all my opinion. I could be completely wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, this is for entertainment purposes. Ripple at 21 cents. I don't care. Bitcoin Cash is also looking good. Okay, this one, I like it. I like Bitcoin Cash. I don't hold Bitcoin Cash, but I like it. Okay, I like the name brand. This one seems like a pretty solid crypto. And closer to what maybe Bitcoin was meant to be than I was going to use the term Satoshi's vision, but someone else hijacked that term. Let's skip number 6. You got Litecoin there at $47, Binance at $17, EOS at $287. I just showed the EOS chart, guys. While I'm dancing and prancing, holding this EOS bag, it's like at all-time lows, Bitcoin-wise. So, I made that. Sometimes you got, when you dance and prance, I've been saying, I don't know, like, what is it, like 2 weeks now? Oh, I should dump my EOS into ETH. And I say it like every day, and I don't do it. Well, finally, I moved some over to the exchange, and then I start looking at the prices, and I'm like, oh, wow. Look, let me just show you guys, because I just showed it to you guys at the beginning of the broadcast, but maybe not everybody was online. Let me pull up the EOS charts, EOS against Bitcoin. Look at this thing. It's looking like death. This is the 1-day chart. This is looking like death. Just look at the 6 months chart. Death. So, a few weeks ago, we were here. I should have, we obviously should have sold in February, but you can never time things. So this whole being at this low, I'm just like, wow, should I just wait around here? Because look at this 1-year chart. We're like downtown here, Are we going to see a death of EOS, or is EOS looking to spring back up soon? It's pretty low. So it makes it difficult because I don't like to sell when it's all low. So something to consider. Shout out to Slowbos. I see you. Mr. Savvy's keeping it real. Smell of a sucker rally makes sense. Bitcoin having FOMO news hype. Ethereum news hype. If you haven't checked the Savvy guy, just watch his vid. Dude is keeping it real. Never heard of him. But, I wouldn't call it a sucker's rally either. I think that's a little bit exaggerated, but I know what you mean. Some people are thinking, we're about to hit 13, 18, 20,000, and everybody gets too excited. And people can get fleeced like that. I get it. That's why I'm selling into the strength. Me personally. I don't know who the savvy guy is, and whatever. Anyhow, I do think that what's driving things is the hype. But this is what we've learned. You buy the rumor, sell the news. So you buy the hype. That's what it is. So where I'm buying the hype, forget about Bitcoin. You know where I'm buying the hype? Ether. That's where the hype is right now. The news is already, the news is the happening. Look, the hype already happened with Bitcoin. The news is, you know what the news is with Bitcoin? This is the news. 11 days till Bitcoin halving. That's it. There is no more hype. Where's the rumor? The rumor, okay, I'll tell you where the rumor is. On Ether, that's where the rumor is. What is the rumor? Oh, Ether is going to turn into proof of stake. You're going to need 32 ETH to start staking, blah, 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 all that, okay? And then mix that with a low price compared to its all-time high. Also, the fact that it's been in the game for a long time. It's a name brand crypto coin at this point. It's not like one of these little baby coins that just, 1,000x overnight, but we don't know if it's going to stay around. You see what I'm saying? So the risk with Ether is lower than it is with some of these other altcoins. The risk and reward is it's attractive to me with Ether. Okay, so that's what I'm buying, guys. I'm selling Bitcoin. I'm buying Ether. Okay, let me be honest with you though. I'm not gonna sell I'm not gonna even sell half the Bitcoin. But I've been hodling Bitcoin like so many people here in the box. We've been here in the space for over 3 years. Okay, so maybe a little chip off the old Bitcoin block, and maybe some USD, maybe buy back into Bitcoin, or like I've said, just keep buying that ETH. I mean, ETH for sure must have investment of this decade, says Slowbo. So I agree with Champ. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of right there in our face, right? Savvy shills the margin trading markets. What happens when GOX happens? Yeah, that's why you shouldn't leave anything on the exchange. And it's funny right now that I'm saying that I have EOS on the exchange right now a little bit. I wouldn't, but I was considering to start dumping the EOS when I see the price. I'm like, ooh, I threw a little bit of EOS. Right now I got EOS on the exchange, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Because I don't want it sitting there. But I'm quite, as much as I don't want to hold the EOS bag right now, I'm wondering if it's the wise move to dump it when it's so low. What do you guys think? Is it, should I wait a little? Look where we're at with EOS, okay? Where we're at with EOS is here. This is the 1 month chart. It's looking like death. So is it wise to dump? I don't know. That's why, again, don't. I'm not giving out advice. I'm just giving out my opinion, and obviously, I want your opinion as well because nobody knows, guys. Nobody knows. Shout out to Slowbo's, Lady Plants, Jigger Roams. Champ, I joined the 32 ETH Club last week. Now I got a peace of mind. There you go, Jigger Roams. You're ahead of me. I don't have 32 ETH yet. So shout out to you. Awesome. That's awesome. So they, like I said, buy the rumor, sell the. Listen, even with ETH, think about this, guys. Okay, look, I was talking about this offline with one of the boomer bros, relating ETH to EOS. Okay, remember when EOS was originally on Ether? It's like, oh, guys, the biggest ICO, blah blah blah. EOS ran up to like $15 or something like that when they were about to launch, and they launched, and then after they launched. Little by little, the price just started dripping down and losing weight and losing weight. The run-up was the hype, the rumor, the whole hype of EOS being the new Ethereum on steroids, all that, all that rumors about how it's going to take over Ether. Then the dApp started moving. That was the time to dump the bag, in my opinion. But we didn't. You see what I'm saying? Now, using what we learned there with EOS and that event that drove the price, let's move that over to Ether. Accumulate the Ether now where the rumor is, and maybe when they announce the POS, like, guys, we're doing it. Now it's POS time. What do you think's going to happen with the price? It's going to explode, in my opinion, okay? If they actually announce, yes, POS now is going to be locked and loaded next month, and all you need is your the price is going to go up, right? At that point, I think that would be a smart time to start dumping on them, because I would see, this is my opinion. Again, this is all my opinion. I have no facts or anything to back this up other than what's happened when I'm comparing it to EOS, right? So let's say that happens. It runs up to 32. I mean, they announced the POS. It runs up. I could see it just like, once they implement the POS, I can see the price, starting to go down again. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, this is my train of thought. Like they announce POS. Okay, POS starts. The price runs up. Like, imagine they announced it today, right? Let's. Where's ETH against BTC? ETH is low right now against Bitcoin because Bitcoin's having its little run up. But look at the 1 month. It's still up. So this is the 1 month on ETH. So let's say that they announce it. Okay, ETH next month is going to be POS, 32 ETH. Boom. The price is going to boom, right? It's good news. It's going to boom. All right. they install the POS, people start staking, I could see the price starting to go down at that point. And then maybe later, once people realize, damn, I can make, passive income staking ETH, and they see they actually see it work and see if it actually gives returns, and they can compare it to other coins, to Tezos, to other, DeFi platforms, to EOS Rex, etc. All these other platforms that promise you rewards. And maybe at that point, people will start buying it. Now, let's see if you guys agree or disagree with me. This is one potential scenario when it comes to ETH. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see. That, Johnson says Ether is serious. I think so. Just on the hype and that it has a name brand. Ether has a pretty good name brand, being that's been around, and it has a cool name too. Like that Ether name is like, just the name alone is worth money. Ethereum sounds like more technologically sharp than Bitcoin, right? Like Ether sounds like more modern. Makes total sense what you say. Okay. I'm glad that someone agrees. Let me know if you disagree with me with my train of thought with Ether. I want to, I'm kind of bouncing ideas off you guys. I hope, though, that we can accumulate ETH more cheaper. Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty cheap now compared to where it was, other times. I mean, you're talking about just like $200. What are you going to be saying if it's $400 or $500? It sounds like a date rape drug Ether. I mean, it has a cool name, the Ether, the Ethereum. It does have a cool name. I think so. Richard O says, hoping for head and shoulders on ETH. Bitcoin will run up to 13K in no time. We're seeing a head and shoulders on Bitcoin today, right now. Let me show you that head and shoulders on Bitcoin. Today's pattern looking like head and shoulders. There it is. Show you today's 1 day. Boom. There it is. There's, the head and shoulders pattern on the 1 day. You're saying 13K. I disagree. I hope you're right, Richard, because I got Bitcoin, so I'm rooting for it. Obviously, I don't think that we're gonna hit 13. But I'll admit I've been wrong, because I thought that we wouldn't hit past 9,000. I said, oh, maybe 8, maybe 9. I was like, maybe closer to 81, 82 is what I thought. Obviously, it had more gas in the tank than I expected, which is great. It's exceeding my expectation. Awesome. That's great. So let's see, I still think that what I'm questioning here, Richard, is if we just saw that top, if that was the top before the halving, a sell-off from 94 down to 85 is a lot. Is that the whale selling or not? We don't know. Hopefully you're right. We see it, for and 13K, and you're saying we'll see the shine for about 14 days. Well, it's going to be less than that. The halving is 11 days. Yeah, we got to break 898.5 before dreaming of 1,300. Yeah, we got to break that 10K before dreaming of 13,000. I agree. But you listen, I receive it, and if it comes, I'll receive it, and I'll sell into the strength as I've been selling into the strength. Again, since I've been holding Bitcoin for a while, I'm going to take a portion less than 50%. It's less than 40%, I think. And little by little, I'm a little chip here, a little point there, a little point there. Johnson says FOMO will come on last week. Hopefully. But I would you not agree that the FOMO starting to kick in? The FOMO's obviously kicking in. If not, the price wouldn't rise up. So we're starting to see some FOMO kick in. So I hope you're right. I'm glad that Johnson, Richard O, they're a little more bullish than I am, and that's great. I'm happy to see that. I'm just trying to manage my expectations because we've been promised all these prices. Listen, you would have talked to us last year, and our expectations for the halving were well above 10,000. Okay, so things are not as bullish as we believed them to be last year. I'll tell you that much. Last year I would be like, oh, that halving may propel us. At one point I was thinking like 16. maybe 18. And then, as the year progressed, I was like, maybe like, 12 or 14. And then as we got closer and closer, our predictions went lower and lower and lower. The highest prediction I'm seeing now is 13,000. I'm not seeing anything higher than 13,000. Don't forget about free Trump cash will go into Bitcoin. Yeah, it is. Not only that Trump cash, a lot of the, not just the stimulus, but, I think the big Wall Street banks are getting extra money too. Well, yeah, you can call that Trump cash. Listen, that Trump cash, the money that they're pumping in the markets is the reason that things are going up, okay? Because if it wasn't for this fake money that's being thrown around, everything would sink. Let's be 1,000, okay? As soon as the Rona hit, Bitcoin went from 9,000 to 4,500 in like a day, okay? And it took a hit harder than most asset classes. But now, according to this article over here on CCN, Bitcoin appears to be the best performing asset of 2020. Bitcoin is back to being the best performing asset class. How did it get there? So, this is very highly volatile. That's all I got to say. The jury's still out on whether Bitcoin is a safe haven, but its performance over the past 7 days suggests the worst of the 2020 crash may be over. Okay? And listen, this is in a climate that the stocks are not dumping. Okay? I don't get too hyped. Just because Bitcoin's pulling ahead of the stocks, okay, I wouldn't get too excited. Let's look at the markets again. S&P's up 2%. The Dow's up almost 4%. So everything's fine and dandy as long as this is in the green. Okay, as long as this is in the green, everything's fine and dandy. So you guys out there, you better be rooting for the stocks as well. That's all I gotta say, because there's a direct correlation. That's the bottom line here. I hate to say that, but it seems to be true. Let's look at the bonds. The 10-year at 0.6. This thing, they got to get a handle on this thing. Active stocks: General Electric, Ford, American Airlines, Carnival. You got Facebook reported earnings yesterday. Twitter this morning. I don't know how that panned out, but Facebook was somewhat positive, I guess. And you got Bitcoin basically trading sideways again today after that run up from yesterday. So let's see. The big question here is if this was the top. That's all I want to know. Was this the top? 94. How could I put this? There's a possibility that was the top. The halving top. But we will know. Maybe, hopefully Johnson's right and FOMO will come in the last week. Okay. Johnson says looks like 8.5 resistance now. I think you mean 8.5 support. We got some support here of, it looks like maybe around 86. Too early to tell, though. Rafterman says the market drops, crypto drops harder. Exactly. Everybody's all excited. Crypto's back to being the best performing asset class, but in a climate where the stocks are back in the green, guys. Okay? It's back in the green. So, don't get too happy all of a sudden. It's bullish, but you know why. So I'll receive it. Like at this point, it's let them pump the fake Trump bucks and everything, because it raises all the boats. A raising tide lifts all boats is what they say. A rising tide lifts all boats. So that's what it is out there, guys. 87. Was this the? So let's zoom in here. So you see a dump from 94 all the way down to about 86 over here. Another jump up. The big question is, are we gonna crack? This is I think the deciding threshold here. If we top 89 again, so we crashed through 9 on this run right here. Got to the head, the other shoulder, now the dump. Now another pump. People are starting to buy back in because a lot of people sold off. We reached a high at 89, but there was some resistance there, and now we're going back down. So if we can make a higher high here, basically. But look, now we're starting to go back down. So there's a possibility here that this could have been the top. It's too early to call. Buying cryptos with that freshly printed money is the best way to stick it back to the man. Yeah, a lot of people be buying cryptos. A lot of, and the stimulus is causing stimulus, right? Like the stimuli is causing stimulus, or the stimulus is causing stimuli. You know what I mean? That's what it is, guys. I'll take a few more comments and questions. Let me check my email real quick and see if anybody shot me an email. I called Rafterman yesterday. That worked out excellent. That was a great convo, and I expressed my intent to call you guys and, listen to you guys. Let your voices be heard, and you guys can give your take about what you think about the markets, the cryptos, and whatnot, and the topics that we discuss here. Shoot me an email at champagnecrypto@gmail.com. With your phone number, and I'll give you a shout. I'll call you via a private number during the live broadcast. You'll know it's me, and we'll put you on air. Let me check this email and see if anybody called me. No. I said call me. If anybody emailed me. Not yet. So, we'll leave it at that, guys. If I know that Crypto Task Force over there in Germany, he said that he'd like to be on, but he needs to do it via Skype because it's international calling or whatnot. Oh, I was looking at the wrong email. Hold on. So for those that are international, maybe we'll set up like a Skype or whatnot. But I just didn't have that set up as of late. And hey, champ, good morning. They finally laid me off last week. Finally, I've been on vacation for a week now. Well, I don't know whether to congratulate you or what, Queens, but I'm glad to see you back in the box. And, the Lord's on your side, so you're going to be good. I'm hearing some people are enjoying some of this unemployment because some of the benefits are more than that we're actually receiving. I don't know if that's the case with you or not, but you're blessed, Queens. And I know that you work in an industry that is essential, and I have faith that you'll find something else, maybe even better. And I'm glad to see you here in the box. Yeah, hang in there, bro. Absolutely. And we send our prayers and all that positive energy over there for you. And no emails, but I'm putting out the word out there if you want me to give you a shout. Queens Races in the house, indeed. It's nice to see him. Yeah, Queens, we had Rafterman on yesterday. We give him a shout out, and that was fun. So, maybe we can have some of you guys on. Yeah, make more money on unemployment, but yeah, we're on hold till the airport opens back up. It will. And at least you're getting the unemployment, It sucks that, you have to get unemployment, but it's good that you're getting it, right? You know what I mean? So I have faith everything's going to be good with you. So shout out to Queens out there. Go follow Queens Races. Maybe you got some time to make some vids or something now. Rafterman dropped us $2. He says, hit the likes. Thank you, Rafterman. Boom. All right, here's that Head and Shoulders with Bitcoin. Let me know what's going on out there. Oh, let me pull up this before, because my time is a little limited. But I want to pull up this price halving chart for Bitcoin so you guys could see historically what's going on over here. I'm trying to pull it up, guys. I'm still here. I found it. Let me pull it up for you boomers. There it is. Boom. So let's zoom in on this thing. Could you guys see it? No, let me pull it. There we go. All right, there it is. Boom. And you could see the first halving was right before 2013. The second halving was during 2016. And you could see if, let me just zoom in over here a little bit. The first halving, it went. This was the bull run of all bull runs, and too bad we weren't on it. It went from $12 to 1,178. Okay, it took 368 days after the halving for it to have a 9,218% run up. That's like it's boom like no other. So I mean, I'm not going to compare it to that. Let's look at the very last halving that we had. And this was back in 2016. So it went up right before the halving, the reaccumulation. You can see the halving is this line right here. Okay. And there it is right before the halving. It starts dumping, you see? And then through 525 days, it had its all-time high. So it went from $657 to its all-time high at $19,800. It was a run-up of 2,938%. Okay? So you could see it ran up right before the halving, and then it starts selling off into the halving. After the halving, it hits a low, and then it explodes. So my strategy is to sell into this right here and then buy this over here to get that little, it's a small difference. You know, it is a small difference. And really, you know, the strategy also could be to hodl, but I would like to have to experience some profits. So, you know, this is the strategy. It goes up, you could see it, and then it starts selling off after into and after the halving. So let's go ahead and look where we're at here. Where the third Bitcoin halving will happen around May 14th. So I can expect a little pump here and then a little dump into here. We'll probably go to around 6,000 before kapumping. And maybe like 200, 300, 400 days from now, like in a year and a half, we can go back to above all-time highs. So let me share this chart. Where did I get this chart? Well, I just Googled Bitcoin pricing halving chart, and you could see it again. Let me put this thing big. There it is, so you guys could see it really nicely. And look at that. That first halving was like the boom of all booms. You know, like you're talking about. You went up. Well, the first bull market went from, you know, when Bitcoin's inception went up 17,000% from 17 cents to $31. You know, that's back when almost no one knew about Bitcoin. Although I did, I'll tell you how much. Then you had that halving, a little sell-off, and then boom, an explosion 360 days after, over 9,000% gain from $12 to $1,100, almost $1,200. Then a sell-off, a bear market, an accumulation, a reaccumulation, a pump before the halving, a sell into the halving, and then after that halving, it moves 2,938%, guys. A boom like no other. Queen says, Champ, I threw my whole stimulus check into crypto. Well, there you go. I would still say DCA. I wouldn't do it all at once, but yeah, it's better than. I would say it's probably a better strategy than spending it, right? I ain't risking trying to trade the halving, dip, and run up. I'm just trying to DCA my stimulus checks. I agree, and I agree with you. Although I'm going to take some sort of a risk. I feel like I'm in a position that I'm okay with, and I'm taking a risk with a portion of my bits that I'm okay with, but I'm not going to do it with all of it. There's going to be a amount there that I'll hodl for a long time. Good chart. So yeah, that's the chart out there, guys. Let me turn off this. Well, the kaboom is not blocking anything. But one thing I have noticed, every halving, the run up percentage-wise is less. The first run-up was 17,000%. Then the first halving occurred. Then there was a run-up of 9,200%. And then there was another run-up after the second Bitcoin halving of 2,938%. So, you know, someone should do the percentage, like how much percentage-wise is it going down from 17 to 9 to 2. So we may see less than 1,000% run-up for this halving. See, every run up it's exponentially less though, right? Sky Operator says, I respect your trading strategy. No guts, no glory. Good luck. Yeah, listen, I mean, you get the risk and rewards. You have to have a little, if you want more rewards, you're going to have to take a little bit more risk. That's the bottom line. But that's something you got to assess on your own. Not everybody could afford the same amount of risk. That's all it is. So you got to figure out how much risk can I afford? Because although you may be willing to take the risk, you may not be able to afford it, On that note, guys, I got something to do at 10 o'clock, so let me go ahead and tune this down. That way I have some time to readjust myself for my 10 o'clock. But I'll take 1 more minute for any comments or questions, and I'll take a peek over there at D-Live to make sure I shout out anyone that might have thrown me a lemon. And I owe you guys an exclusive D-Live stream with the Jesuits and the Vatican or whatnot. Hopefully I could do that. I'm going to do that before the end of the week. I thought I was going to be able to do it today, but maybe not. No one over there at D-Live, but that's all good. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Stay strong, and I'll see you soon. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest.